These moods are flowing like a stream, a river. Bhav sagar, bhav sandhi, bhav. In the way that the different waves of the ocean come one after another, just and is still for 1 or 2 seconds, and then another wave comes, one wave and then another wave follows behind. In the same way, the one wave jumps over another wave. Bhav sandhi. When one mood meets another mood, this is called sandhi. One wave meets another wave. In the same way, in the heart of Mahaprabhu, these moods were Bhav Savalya, Bhav Shanti, Bhav Sandhi. In this way, Bhav Savalya,
Krishna Krishna Lambari.
Here, Bilvamangala Thakur and Krishna Karnamrita is speaking of his moods of Srimati Radhika. Who can I tell my innermost heart's desires? My innermost heart's moods. In my heart, those Krishna resides. How can I tell of this? And there is no other place for anything else. Listening to his pastimes, nothing else is more pleasing. And sometimes when Krishna is near the gopis, in particular Srimati Radhika, he shows his humility. Sometimes he shows his pride, and sometimes also he shows his humility. Udveg means the heart becomes unsettled and restless. What should I do? What should I not do? The mind becomes restless. And thinking of Krishna, and how can I attain Krishna? This is the way of sadhana and bhajan. How can we attain Krishna? Being Mayavad, one contemplates how to attain material gratification. Achieving the temporary happiness of this material world. One contemplates on these subjects in the same way, with same intensity. One should think of how one can get Krishna. This example is being given. In this material world, we become overwhelmed by the desires for sense gratification. We become absorbed. The mind becomes captivated by sense gratification. And so many desires disturb the mind. The material sense gratification is full of suffering. But people think that this is happiness, and they run after this happiness. In the same way, a cow thinks and runs after the very sweet grass, green grass. In the same way, the mind runs after sense gratification. This material sense gratification takes us away. Maya does this. She makes everything look very sweet and attractive, but underneath it's described as like a well. By eating this green grass, this cow gets trapped in this well. This is given as an example in the Srimad Bhagavatam. What is this green and sweet grass? It is the sweet, tasty aspects of the material world, the apparent. But being attracted by this, we destroy ourselves. But in performing Krishna bhajan, how we should meditate on how we can attain Krishna. Where should I go? What should I do to attain Krishna? Until we have not attained this Krishna, we have not attained our life. Then we become distracted by other distractions. In the realm of love and affection, these are the different waves. In the material world, there's mundane love, but in the transcendental realm, this is transcendental love and affection. But on looking at it, they look the same, but they are not. It's the contrast of night and day. This material love and affection is like night and leads us to ignorance. In the transcendental realm, this is described as the sun of effulgence. The Maya's mode of ignorance, and the other contrast is that which leads us to the Lord. So there's two types of Maya: Mahamaya, Yoga Maya. Maya means mercy. In the material realm, this mercy comes in the form of punishment. Because we are turned away from the Lord, in this material world, we are punished by Maya. When we turn our face towards the Lord, then Yoga Maya, she helps us to advance towards the Lord. And so on one hand, Maya takes us away and punishes us, but on the other hand, Yoga Maya, she helps us and takes us closer to the Lord. So here it is said, there was Pingala, one example of Pingala, the prostitute. She was standing outside her door all night. Maybe one wealthy person will come and he will give some wealth, some money. Many people are passing by. She's looking, but like this, the whole night passes. And nobody is coming.
तब उस समय वो समस्त आशा को त्याग दे करके
she renounces a desire.
अपने शांत कक्ष में जाकर
She enters her home.
तो उस समय कहते हैं क्या आशा ही परम
In this way, we're saying that the desire is our most unfortunate thing, is the cause of our unhappiness, distress.
वो दुखदायी रहता है
This is the condition of the material world.
आशा को त्याग दे करके
But if we renounce these desires and only have one pointed aspiration to attain, to make Govinda, to please Govinda. So in this way, to have this, there is this saying that if we have desires, is the cause of bondage. But because we are bound, conditioned souls, how can we renounce these desires? These desires are ever increasing, and they are never ending. One who is a millionaire desires to become even more rich, trying to achieve happiness. His desires are endless, but he does not know where this happiness lies. It's like this prostitute Pingala.
देखिए एक उपाय कृष्ण आशा छाड़ी दिते आशा छाड़ी ले सुखी হয় মন ছাড়ি কৃষ্ণ কথা অধন্য কহ অন্য কথা ধন্য যাতে হয় কৃষ্ণ বিস্মরণ प्रभु करें ये कृष्ण प्राप्ति नहीं होगा ऐसे विचार कर रहे हैं कौन
Srimati Radhika is thinking that she will never attain Krishna in her mood of separation. And she's thinking that thing which I cannot achieve, why should I chase after this? There's one type of logic, Bakanda. Bakandan Nyai. According to this logic, if I cannot achieve it now, I will never achieve it. Or if I have not achieved it already, I should not endeavor to achieve it. For Nirasha, Parame Sukham, Ashai Parama Dukham is saying that attaining, fulfilling our desires are our cause of suffering, and the renunciation of desires is our ultimate happiness. But because we are conditioned, we cannot be without desire. We want desire for happiness for women or men or children, and the living entities desire these things. Who does not want these things? Sense enjoyer wants even more sense gratification. Even though we have enough money, we still want more money. May I get a son? If we know that there's a wife, a husband, is still a cause of suffering, but still we still hanker for this. And because Maya, she keeps us in this deluded position. But in the devotional realm, we have desires for seva, service. They don't know that if this money is engaged in the service of the Lord, then this will bring happiness. The devotee, he wants wealth so that he can be served the Lord, so that a devotee thinks that he'll get money to have a place to worship the Lord. But whereas a materialist will think to have a place to enjoy sense gratification. And that materialistic person is controlled by his peers, his near and dear ones, his family, and to satisfy their pleasure, their own pleasure. You are staying in your house. You're thinking that I will get a bit better and bigger house. Why? For the pleasure of my family. For your sons and daughters, or their children. But in the devotees, they are very magnanimous, generous. Those who are magnanimous, generous, they're thinking about the welfare of all the living entities. This is the difference. This is the difference with devotee and non-devotee. And the non-devotee attaining wealth is controlled by the desires of his peers, children, family, etc. But the devotee, he is desirous of wealth to serve all the living entities in the way of attaining Bhagavad Bhakti, devotion to the Lord. Who is saying this? This prostitute Pingala. She's saying that I should renounce all desires and be satisfied. She's saying these desires are the cause of my unhappiness, and the renunciation of such desires is my welfare. Pingala, the prostitute, she was hankering all night for a wealthy man to pass by. So she desired to renounce this desire. Then she went into her home, into her room, and slept. And Srimati Radhika is saying this in her mood of separation, that I have not attained Krishna and I will not attain him. What's happening here to Srimati Radhika? But dukkha. So this verse has been twisted and turned around. Srimati Radhika is saying this aspiration is my only hope, my only salvation, my only fortune. And to renounce this desire is my most unfortunate circumstance. Nirasha. So nirasha is the opposite of utsaha. its verse.
भक्ति राज्य में
In the realm of devotion,
सर्वदा उत्साह होना चाहिए
we should have enthusiasm
भगवत सेवा में उत्साह
to serve the Lord.
निराशा नहीं
We don't have nirashya,
है
no despondency, no lethargy. We should be enthusiastic,
उत्साह निश्चय धैर्य धारण करना
and we should also have patience.
कभी-कभी विषय वस्तु प्राप्ति को ग्रहण न पाए
Even though we have attained
उसके लिए
something,
क्या करना पड़ता है धैर्य धारण करना धैर्य समझते हो
we still have to be patient.
चिंतन न करें अंधकार रात्रि के बाद
After a dark night,
प्रातः काल आएगा
there will be a sunrise.
यही जैसे अंधकार रात्रि चलते रहे अमावस्या रात्रि
Like Amavasya, the dark moon.
तो अंधकार तो है
There is darkness, but
उस समय क्या करना है
we have to wait patiently for the sun to rise. When will sun rise? At that time, the sun will rise. Gurudev used to give one example. One person had one illness, that coughing. When the cough is so stuck on the chest, we cannot breathe. And having difficulty at night. There was no care homes previously, so it's cold in the winter, and the cough is there on the chest, and he's struggling to breathe.
If somebody don't come to me, sometimes if you got a really bad cough at night and you cannot breathe, then what do? You cannot sleep, so you keep on looking at the clock to see, and you feel that the hands of the clock are not moving at all. You can hear me? Okay. So it's like you feel at night, you can't sleep, you're waiting for the daylight, and it seems like as if the hands of the clock are not moving at all. But at the right time, the sun will rise. Automatically, the sun will come. Sun will rise at the right time. If at the midnight, in the middle of night, that you want sunlight, will that sunrise come? No. The sun will rise at the right time. The sunrise doesn't wait for anyone, or it doesn't wait for any instructions. It happens by itself, automatically. Asthma. If you have asthma, like, you can't breathe and you got so much cough and a lot of cough and sore throat. Then you think, when you are sick and you got asthma, you feel like as if the sun is just not going to rise. but with the right time,
प्रातःकाल सूर्य उदय होता है
and the sun rises
हर
in the
मनुष्य के
morning.
जीवन में
So similarly, in our life,
ये संस्कार
everyone,
आता है
so a day like that comes in people in in one's life. Then there'll be
निश्चित
darkness,
है
but eventually
जो
the light will come.
राधा जी कह रही है
So,
आशा ही
so
परम
Radhaji is saying that Asa, my hope, is my
पहले कह रहे कि आशा ही परम
sukham. Hope is my pleasure.
सुखदायिनी आशा ही परम सुखम किस लिए
Why? She said that Krishna will definitely come. So the hope she has got is her happiness.
आएंगे मिलेंगे
That Krishna will
इसलिए
definitely
ही
come. Krishna will come, and that's why the Vrajvasis are keeping their life. They are maintaining their life. That's why Purnamasi is saying the truth, that when Krishna left from Vrindavan to go to Mathura, he gave a vachan, he promised that after tomorrow, today I am going, tomorrow I will kill the Khans, and day after I will come back. So
तो कृष्ण मथुरा से लौट करके आएंगे
so Krishna will definitely, they have a hope that Krishna will definitely come back from Mathura. But so many years have passed, so much time has passed by. Still they have got patience. Still they have patience. So Sadhak has to. Now this is, we are talking about Radhaji. So for Sadhak, also there has to have patience. And Utsaha Dirjata means patience. The Sadhak should have patience. Patience. Utsaha means also enthusiasm.
पूर्व आचार्य साधु जैसे उन्होंने
Like our Purva Acharyas, how they have done their bhajan, we have to remember how they have done bhajan, like Raghunath Das Goswami, how they have done bhajan, and we have to let go of bad association and have sadhu-sanga association. So that's where our problem arises. It's we at the same time we are doing good association, but at the same time we are not letting go of the bad association. You are doing sadhu-sanga as well, but also you are doing a sadhu-sanga as well. So you got your 2 feet in 2. You've got feet on both sides. So how can that be possible? We are also doing bhajan. We have a desire to do bhajan. We have that desire in our mind to do bhajan. But then how can we also at the same time let go of this sansar? This is the nature of the life. This is the history of life. How can we get rid of asanga? Asanga means not good association, unfavorable association. Whatever is against bhajan, Shastras are saying, whatever is against bhajan, we should reject. What is against bhajan? All the maya, moha, sansar, all
सबसे
these
भजन की
sense
विरोधी वस्तु क्या है
gratifications that are all against bhakti.
हाँ? ये देह में जो जड़ देह में जो आत्मा बुद्धि हमारा करता है
In Jad there means in our
इस
this in
सबसे जो है
material world we have
जड़
this material.
हमारे मूल जो है
What is the
भजन विरोधी
what is this? This is obstacle in our
मैं
bhajan.
शरीर नहीं हूँ
I am not this
मैं
body.
आत्मा हूँ
I am
मैं
Atma.
भगवान की सेवक हूँ
I
ये
am
सब करने
Bhagwan's
शुरू के
sevak.
बाद यही तो मूल तत्व ही है
That is the mool
फिर से
tattva,
इसमें
yeah? That
कैसे
is the truth tattva.
आत्मा की उपलब्धि को आत्मा की उपलब्धि हम कैसे करें
So how can we?
और शरीर में रह करके
Even the body is there.
ये कैसे संभव
Then how? How can the Atma say also? You can think that how can the Atma say if the body is not there, then how can we do sadhan bhajan also? So many questions can arise like this body. As long as we have this body, we can do bhajan. Yes, we can do something. That's because we have this body. That's why we are doing all the activities. We are doing Bhagwan Seva. For Thakurji, we are cooking. Because of this body, if we don't have this body, then we cannot. How can we serve Thakurji? So, for example, when we get sick, then how do we cannot be able to do Thakurji's seva, right? So we do need this body, right? So if you have temperature or fever, then our body is not functioning to do Thakurji seva. Then what do we do? Then we do chanting Bhagwan's name. Then also body may be okay, but then sometimes the mind is not. Our mind is restless. Our mind is disturbed. Mind doesn't like to chant. Then the mind is going here and there. Then we do Harinam. Then what do we say? We say do Harinam. Then what do we say? We say, oh, my mind is not getting, my mind is not fixing to chant. So body we can see, but we cannot see this mind. Because the depth of this mind, the restless of the mind is even more. The mind is very chanchal, very restless. Mind is so restless that it keeps us away, far away from Bhagwan's name. Only your mind likes, we say, like sense gratification, that your mind likes. Your mind really likes, for sense gratification, isn't it? Then you feel, oh, I wish I have more time for sense gratification. But for your mind is not having any desire for Harikatha or Harinam. So that's why you have to reject asang, a bad association, unfavorable association. You have to reject. This Atma Buddhi. What is this? Sus? It's very hard. It becomes very hard. How will we do this? How will we do the bhajan? Everybody's thinking, when you have ruchi in bhajan, they keep on thinking, what should I do? I do want to do bhajan. Every day I wake up 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I do Bhagwan's bhajan. but my body
नहीं देती
is not allowing me.
है, सिर में दर्द आ जाता
My head, I've got pain in my
है,
head.
लेट जाते हैं,
Then you lie down.
शरीर में कमजोरी आ जाता है,
You got very less energy in your
थोड़ी
body.
सी झुकाई है, और थोड़ा सो जाए।
Then you want to sleep more.
तो ये समस्त शरीर और मन के लेकर के
So this body and this mind, that's how we are moving on.
उसके ऊपर कैसे है, आत्मा की वृत्ति कहा जाता है।
Then above that is Atma.
इसमें जो तीन तत्व ही नहीं बताया
That's why there's तीन तत्वा. One is body tattva, one is mind tattva, and one is Atma tattva.
आत्मा तत्व के लिए बोला तो बोल जाए, तुम भक्ति तब होते हैं
When there is bhakti, when you have pure mind, pure Atma, that you are serving Bhagwan with the pure mind and pure heart. What is bhakti? What is the meaning of bhakti? What is the language of bhakti? Bhakti is to abolish all the designation. You have to get rid of all this designation you have, and your mind should be very pure and fixed. It should be controlled. Is Bhagwan's seva you're doing? It's you're doing seva with this material senses. But real bhakti is when the service is done by with your spiritual senses. So our left hand is serving our right hand. The left hand is also material and right hand is all material. Right? So the right hand is serving material right hand and left is material. Yes, but Bhagwan's seva is spiritual, transcendental. With these material senses, we cannot serve Bhagwan. The language of bhakti is. Then how can we do bhakti? Then it says, Sevamukh vritti. With these material senses, if we do it with Shraddha, and slowly, with Bhagwan's Kripa, then these senses become transcendental. And then we can serve. It's not, we are serving with this material body, but with our faith, as we are serving slowly, that we will get these transcendental senses, body. One is Sevamukti and one is, what was it? I didn't get that. These two. So one is like, right, yes, one is for your own sense gratification, for your own sense bhoga, for your own senses, for your own happiness or your own sense gratification, that I am serving Bhagwan. That seven mukti attain. That when you serve with the pleasure, for the pleasure of Krishna, then that bhakti comes. how will we get this seven mukti?
सेवा करने की प्रवृत्ति,
Seva karne ki pravitri means
वो सेवा करने की प्रवृत्ति यानी भगवत सेवा करने की प्रवृत्ति। जीव की स्वाभाविक रूप में माया सेवा की प्रवृत्ति रहता है।
Jeeves, actually jivas are doing Maya seva. That is the nature of the Maya as well, that Jiva wants to do seva of the Maya. And Maya keeps the Jiva as the das, Maya das. So even in this Jiva, these living entities are wandering in this material world. Then when they get instruction of, then they get the medicine of mantra. With the mantra, you need Veda. The Ved, the doctor, Ayurvedic doctor, gives you a medicine, but with the medicine, he gives you instructions. Right? So, with the instruction, you have to follow the instructions. For example, he might say, okay, take ginger for your illness, but then he might say, okay, with ginger you put honey together, and if you just take ginger on its own, then it won't work. So you have to follow the instructions of the Ved doctor. That with the ginger, you have to also put honey. So you have to take it together. So for example, if you have a cough, modak means mixture, like juice of a ginger, and then honey, lemon, black pepper. So ginger juice, then honey, then black pepper, and and honey. Then you mix it together, and then you lick that. So the Ved, the doctor says this is how you should take the medication. So if you have 3 items, you have to take it together. But the Ved, if the Ved doesn't give you the instruction, if you don't follow the instruction, then the medicine won't work. So similarly, with the name, you are doing Nam. But with the Nam, you have to also follow instructions like, that is true. Hare Nam, Kevalam, Naste. Yes, it is true. With doing Harinam, we have to also be careful, we have to be diligent with the aparadh, not to commit any aparadh. So yeah, it is true, by chanting Harinam, yes, you will, that is true, that you will get Krishna Prem, but there is a instruction that you have to also follow at the same time, that you don't do aparadh. Everybody says, Mahaprabhu says, Updesh instructions given, yes, you do Harinam in Kali Yuga. All Shastras, what is the essence of all the Shastra is Harinam. But how we have to chant Harinam? That's also written in the Shastras. Chandrika Vigranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivaradram Patipradam Vedeshwadam Sankirtanam.
नाम संकीर्तन के द्वारा
So this Nam Sankirtan,
नाम संकीर्तन
yes,
की प्रणाली क्या है?
but what is the process of this Nam Sankirtan? Ena Tarora Pishna Amani Namanadina Kirtanaye Sada Hari. Trinadapi Sunichena Tarora Pishaishnana Amani Namanadina Kirtanya Sada Hari. So four. So, but with also the process of with the name is this process. That's the process. So how will you do Trinidamitsena? Trinadapisha. Dini. So you have to become humble. You have to be, by speaking, you will become humble? No. Sometimes for a little while you'll say, oh, okay, you've got humility or humbleness. But then again, that dinta will go away, that humbleness will go away. Sometimes you heard from Guru's mouth about humbleness, then you become humble, and then after a while, again that humbleness goes away. You cannot leave this nature. That nature, the nature, some people have the nature, they cannot let go of that nature. Some people's nature is katta sabhav, like katta, stubborn. Okay, some nature, some people have stubborn nature. But who is doing bhajan? But the bhajan. So those nature, tamagun nature. So that's why you cannot become Trinadapi Sunichena. Even a grass, even a blade of grass, he's got hankar, because he's standing up, and with your feet, when you put your feet on the grass goes down. But what does it do in underneath our feet? It pricks our foot. Like, why are you pressing on on me? Yes, so the abhiman, the grass also has this abhiman, that I am grass. That is also abhiman, that I am grass. Ego. How can we get rid of this abhiman? Abhiman means ego. This is the body. The body is, yes, we've heard, this is material body. That's why sadhak, that's why it said that darpan means the mirror of the heart. By chanting is getting cleaned. This is the pranali of the Nam, that you have to be Trinadapi Sunichena. You have to be humble as the blade of grass. Manadina, and be tolerant like tree. How can you get rid of this abhiman? Like I give you example of a grass. Even the grass is an example. I give you grass. Even if you put a foot on grass, the grass will go down. Yeah. But like a metal, iron, like the nail of an iron.
उसको दबा तो तुम्हारे पैर पे छेद कर देगा।
What if you put your foot on a nail, right, a sharp nail, then what would happen? Will it will
कभी
it press
ब्राह्मण
down?
का पैंट पहन सकते हैं,
No.
कुछ कांटे जो है
So like if you're walking, there's
वो
thorns
गए
on the
वहाँ
road,
पे भी वो छेद करके अपने पैर पे छेद कर देते
and the thorns will go in your feet.
हैं। जब हम चलते रहते ट्रैक्टर में जाते
So when you're walking, and yes,
तो वो भी पते तो मुझे के दबा रहे हैं।
so even the thorn will say,
शुक्रिया वाला
so thorn will say, oh, so you are pressing on me, and what will the thorn will do? Thorn will say that also, you are pressing on me, and what will the thorn do? You've got bare feet, or if you have wearing shoes, then it will go through your shoes and go on to your feet, and go through your feet. So that's why sometimes this abhiman does come.
जब तक हम इस संसार में रहते हैं,
As long as we stay in this material world,
अभिमान आगे जब
then
अभिमान आके
this material abhiman will come, material ego,
भजन के बाबा श्रेष्ठ है।
that we have to still do bhajan.
इसलिए कहते हैं अभिमान प्रतिजन प्राकृतिक और प्रारब्ध प्राकृतिक शरीर की अभिमान कम चाहिए, क्योंकि कैसे वे ये विचार
Now this material ego, how? In Shastra it's written,
गुरु से मुख से हम
or we've heard from our Gurudev's mouth,
ये तो
lotus mouth.
उसकी प्रैक्टिकल क्या है?
But what is the practical? How do we apply this
सुना और
on practical
ये
basis?
क्या हो गया? Theoretical।
Then it's theoretical. When
ये
we've
practical जीवन की
we've heard from Guru's mouth or Shastra, that's theoretical.
इसके अभिमान कैसे करें?
So how can you practically get rid of this abhiman?
अवश्य कृष्णानादि न भवे प्रत्येकि सेवन विहारो संगस्व सेवन को वृत्ति
So you have to do seva. By seva, by serving Bhagavan and chanting slowly these material senses, then slowly, automatically this Harinam, the tongue will dance with Harinam automatically. At the moment we are doing Harinam with a force, like Gurudev, we are doing Harinam because Gurudev says do Harinam. Also Katha, same. By chanting this name, then Seva Vritti will come, service mood will come, and then slowly we will get transcendental body, and with that then automatically the tongue will dance and chant Harinam. Bas, so we have to continue chanting, and then the Seva, Bhagavad Seva Vritti will come. Ande Hari Hari Bol. Shri Radhe. So association, so two things we learned is